Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are coloring from this lovely book by Karolina Kubikowska. This is called Imaginary Friends by Karolina Kubikowska. This is the second revised edition. So I have the revised edition. The original version was spiral bound, the original edition. I never got a chance to get the original edition, so we got this in. So I was really happy to get that in. So I was thinking that we're gonna color the balloons different colors. So I picked this one because I thought it had a little bit of a fantasy feel, and I really love Karolina Kubikowska's book. So I thought it would be nice to do different colors. And hold on, I'm just looking for my pretty colors in here. So what I'm doing is blue, and this comes from the Kalour's macaroon / pastel set. You can purchase these right now for about $18 on Amazon. I put a link down below where you could purchase these if your heart's desire is to get these pencils. I did not put down the Black Widows because it's too many links for the pencils, unless you literally want me to start putting down the links to that. I did put a link down to where you can purchase the Karolina Kubikowska book. There's still copies available. There's a sky blue. These are the pastel colors that Kalour sells 50 of them separately for not a lot of money. I think the Kalours are a very good deal. Some people don't think they're a good deal, but that again is a personal choice. What you feel you like and what you don't like. This is Wild 21. I don't remember what this color was. As you can see, I'm almost done with this. And I have my Afmat. Lately, sometimes when I color with my swordfish, it breaks the pencil, so I'm not sure what's going on there. It just may need to be cleaned out a little bit. This may need now because it's so tiny. You see how it would happen when the pencils get tiny? They don't go very well. And I sharpen this. I may have to get one of the smaller sharpeners in. See what I'm talking about? So when you have this happen, you have to have your smaller pencils sharpeners out. I don't know how I get the smaller sharpener out, guys. So. When dealing with smaller pencils, you have to have one of these little ones here. This is I think the M&R bullet one. I think was what it was called. These were a little pricey when I got them at the time. So remember, guys, if you want to give me a super chat, let me know, because super chats are available on the channel if you guys want to do anything. Yeah, we are staying safe, and we are very fortunate. See, I can't get this. Even with this one, it is hard to do, so maybe this pencil may be done. I'm just taking all the shit out. I'm going to have to vacuum under the table when I'm done with the stream, so my mother also wants me to go out and get her something, so. I think this pencil is done. I don't think I can sharpen much more with this, to tell you the truth. So when we know the pencils are done, we kind of put them in the back so I know to take them out. That pencil is done. Actually, so. Then we do an orange one. This is called apricot. What I like about this paper is it's really nice, and I haven't colored a whole lot in this book. So also, when I found my colored paper, I found my blotter page when I was printing out some coloring pages yesterday. I found my colored paper a while back when I was going through some stuff, and then decided to use that. So we'll use this for now, when we color with markers. Hello to the 2 people in the stream. Yay! I'm very happy to see 2 people in the stream. So, and then we do pink. Nice pink color. This one is called shallow pink. I think it's important to color different things and have different ideas about what to color. I saw this. I was originally going to do something from A Color in Heaven, but then I thought, you know what? This one is much nicer to do. So I think it will be a little bit more of a challenge to do it. I'm thinking of making her brown. I find the thing that I spend the most on, even though I like doing PDFs, is the ink. Ink has gotten to be a little bit of a price tag. Those are my Kalour pastels. Now, these are Finding the Lost Score pencils. I just found out that these pencils went down to $10. I'm utterly shocked that the pencils went down that much money. I'm utterly shocked by that, but I'm not actually happy that they went down, because at some point I'm going to have to go and do that. And the Kalour pastels are $18 if anybody wants them. I'm thinking I want her hair to be brown. I always like doing a brown haired girl because we usually do some redheads, brown. I want to make her brown. And these are the Finding the Lost Score pencils. These are really good pencils. These are a really good budget-friendly pencil. I think of this girl using her imagination to fly away to some new place. She's flying over now a kingdom that she sees, and she's looking to investigate it. Just thought we would have some fun with this and color. I enjoy coloring. I find it actually therapeutic to color. Now, what color should we color the clouds? I was thinking orange clouds. Bright orange. Doesn't look orangey enough. Or yellowish orange. No, depending on what time of day it is the color of the clouds. So do here something that's called the two color. Go lightly here. You just make the color lighter. And if you hear a noise in the background, please understand that that's my washing machine. And sure enough, it just stopped. I think it's going to stop now. I'm so enjoying coloring right now. It's actually a really good way for me to color and do the things I need to do. I'm thinking of making the mountains a little green here. Then we'll figure out what color we make the castle. So I decided to make this look like a colorful thing in there. Then we'll have some fun with the colors in there. Then I'm thinking yellowish orange, like maybe we'll do something from the Prismas. You know, I color quite a lot of different things, and I like coloring different objects and people. I like coloring people. You know, I never used to like coloring them, and then I got really, really into coloring them. And so then we're going to make the clouds like a orange. I'm going to make the cloud orange, and I'm going to make this orange. And this is a Prismacolor orange. Now, this was the color that I ran out of actually. So sometimes I run out of color because everything is in that season. So I ran out of a lot of oranges, reds, greens, and blues during Christmas. Luckily, I had some other oranges from other sets. Thankfully, while I was waiting for the orange pencils to come in, and I bought like 2 of them. Sometimes, if we go to like a store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I'm able to find some Prismacolor duplicates there rather than go other places for it. The only bad thing is that a lot of times when I want the more expensive pencils, like my Caran d'Ache or my Luminance or my Faber-Castells, like the only art pencil that I noticed that a lot of the stores are not carrying, they're carrying a lot of Prismacolor, so I'm kind of happy about that, but also sad because I want to be able to get other things. And I didn't know this, but Hobby Lobby and Michaels have started selling their own brand of diamond painting, so maybe at some point I'll do that. Hello to the one person in this room. And what I do sometimes now is I color circular. So I cover more of the area and it looks more, what do they call it? More natural. But I started learning that trick from coloring with markers. You know, when you color with markers, it is a totally different experience when you're coloring with markers as opposed to when you're not coloring with it. I just love this color. I love the Prismacolor orange because it just is so nice to color. And it's a really vibrant orange. A lot of people say to me, they can't color well with their Prismas, but the other thing, when you're sharpening with Prismas, you have to remember they're thin a pencil, so not every sharpener, not every hand crank is going to work. That's why sometimes it's good to have one of these little ones, like the M&R Circle one, or one of these little ones to sharpen, because then you feel good. Hello to the one person in chat. I really wanted to color today in this. Just makes everything feel better. You know, we all had imaginary friends when we were kids. Most of us did anyway, I think. Now I also have Black Widows here, if anybody's interested in those. I really like my Black Widow pencils. I'm going to put my Prismas here because I always like my... And I do enjoy different pencils. I have found that the pencils, a lot of pencils work in this book, but it's not like my polychromos don't work very well in this book. I don't know why, but they just don't. And what is this one? No, that's too much pink in that. I want a red. I want a deep red in this one. That's a purple. Although purple would not be bad color. Watermelon, which is like a pinkish red. Ladybug. Do not know what this color is. It's always when you're trying to find the right red. There's some nice reds in the dragon set. Right now I can't find my blood diamond red, which I really like that color. It's just like it's hard to find the colors that I think this is what. Yeah, that's it. Well, this is SC33, which I think is blood red. I love coloring these colors. Hello to the 4 people. Hello, say hello, everybody. Wow, we got 4 people in here. Yay. One of the best things you can do is take something like this. I like these little bullet points because then you do it. When I'm done, I'll put it all in I'll vacuum up there. I'm done with this all. This is very tough pencils. The Black Widows are kind of tough to sharpen because they're very delicate, kind of almost like the Prismas. As your pencils get smaller, you need to go to the traditional sharpeners, not the hand cranks. Because they break a lot more. I think of the girl flying around. Hello, everybody. 7 of you. Come on, say hello. I want to chat with you. I love interacting with you. I think about a lot of things and how fortunate we are in life. Later on, I'm going to have to do that. I enjoy coloring so much more. I have a lot of pencils, and I will say I like my Black Widows, Finding the Lost Girl pencils. I do not like my King Art pencils. It's a personal preference. I just don't like them. There's nothing wrong with not liking a particular pencil. It's just because they kind of are like certain pencils I find are kind of like hard on certain things. So now we're doing our Prismas so we can do the girl's skin tone. Different pencils are going to work differently for other people. And that's not to say every pencil is bad. It's just that, you have a preference for what you like. So I'm going to do white as the base for the skin. Where's my light pink? I like Deco Pink. You're going to need the light peach. And I'm going to need a salmon pink. So first thing of all, I do the white. We do the white. And I think my wash is finished, so hold on. Let me check something, guys. Yes, we have a washer and dryer in this house. It came with the house. So we got very fortunate in that. at some point, you know, you're like, all these colors. I have to put these in. It's not like I have no choice. Sorry about that, guys. I had to put that in there. You know, I feel bad that I had to put the, you know, this is what happens when you have real life stuff happening. No, somebody asked me, do you like having a bigger house or a smaller house? I don't know what that was, but I'll look at that later on. So then we do white. Then we do the deco pink. And then I have the salmon pink. This gives a lot of color to the definition. To give her some depth of tones. Now, when you do pencils, I work from light to dark, so some people do dark to light. I've never been able to do that. I wish I could do that. Then we do light peach, which is my last color to do. So when you do the skin tones, it's always fun to do the skin tones. So I love skin tones. This is really much more fun for me to do. Yeah, we've been doing this for about half an hour. I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna have to put my phone in the charger. Ooh, it's very low. Hold on while I put my phone in the charger. You know what happened? I gave my mother my charger. I let my mother charge the phone over my thing to charge. So, you know, we always do things that make the phone there. So let me see top. So I love seeing people color. I love seeing what people do. So this is what happens after I put it in the app now. But with Prisma, you have to be careful how hard you press on a coloring book. I guess in anything generally. Some people like myself are a natural hard presser. And I've worked really hard not to be pressing as hard as I used to. So I could get better at doing skin tone and blending colors. Someone asked me which sets are the best for skin tones. Prismas, Black Widows. If you want a portrait set, I found out that the Blick has their own line of pencils, which are, and if you buy a skin tone, it has some really good colors for you. And they're not outrageously priced. Sometimes you see things and they're so outrageously priced. You're like, why is it so outrageously priced? You know, that's the thing you have to remember. The price tag sometimes can be a little. But the reason why you put white down as a base, I always keep my white Prismacolor pencil available because every time I put my white down, and I want to put white down here. You understand why I'm putting the base of white here? I sometimes put a base of white because sometimes I may want the color to be lighter. Oh, this is part of the castle. Well. But when you do this, you're ensuring that your colors come out a little bit lighter on the base of what you're trying to do. That way you don't feel like your colors are going to be too dark or too, let's say, too dark. Some colors are really, really dark, and I don't know why they come out so dark. Now I'm going to do it in green, and I'm going to do this in true green, which is a Prismacolor. I'm going to do my mountains green. Now you see why I put the white down? It's because it comes out so dark. This would be actually a lot darker if I didn't put down that white. I'm going to leave it white. I'm going to leave it white. I love doing little girls and I love doing female portraits. That's not to say that I won't do a man. But if you guys want me to do men portraits, let me know, because I do think I have a couple of men. I think it might be interesting for us to color a man on the channel. I like doing landscapes too. Like this is part portrait and part landscape, so and it has a castle, so. And this is, I think, this might be considered a balloon flight of fancy or a flight of fancy. The fantasy aspect always makes me feel like sometimes coloring is a good way to distract ourselves from what's going on in the world. You see, I have this in there too. I keep my duplicates in a separate folder. I don't keep them with the main pencil. So when they get to the point where they're little, I have to always replace them. I'm sharpening up the pencil. We'll probably make the colors darker for the castle. This is all stone, I think. I think I really like the colors in this. How this has come along with the red, the green, the orange, the Kalour pastels for the balloon. I always think pastels are really nice colors to use. Someone asked me, do I like the oil pastel pencils or the wax pencils? Here's the thing with the pastel. Now, I don't like chalk pastels. I will be quite honest. I think people do beautiful work that are really good at it, but I find it a little messy to work with. If you don't have brushes or any of the right stuff to use that, it can be very messy. And that's why I don't really like chalks, because I find them very chalk pastel. Now, when it comes to pencils, what do I like? Wax pastels or other things? Like, I'm not really sure what the Kalour pastels are, wax oil, but I do know I like them. Like, I like the Holbeins. Like, what I like about the Holbein colors is that they combine the best of what I consider the best of the Prismas and the best of the polys. You know, here's what you got to remember: the Prismas break really easily, but they have a good color laydown. The Holbeins have a beautiful color laydown, and they're thick. You know, they don't hurt the hand as much as maybe a Prismacolor does because they're thinner pencil. So you have to color them differently because of the way that the pencils are made. And these are called very thin, which means they're very thin pencils. Prismas are great for blending. I've always had a problem blending with the polychromals. Now, some people don't. Now, if I use my polychromals with my Prismas, it's a different story. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to make this rock like a purplish rock. So now we're doing the castle, which I love castles. So castles are just so much fun to do. So now I'm not going to do it in that color. But what we're going to do is we're going to use these colors. I'm going to use the Finding the Lost Girl pencils because I think, they have a beautiful payout. And these pencils, I just recently found out, they just went on sale again for $10. The Finding the Lost Girl pencils, and there's 72 of them. Now, someone told me a while back that they might be coming out with a new set of 120, but here's the thing. If they come out with a set of 120, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Number one, and number two, I'd have to probably try and figure out a way to hold another 100, another 50 pencils. Now, sometimes I like having 72 pencils rather than having Now, somehow I'm thinking these are houses. When I select a page, I select how long I think the page is going to take. Do I really want to color it? How much do I want to color it? And here's the other thing. Sometimes there's some of us who are just, I would say I am a mood colorist, which means do I really like to color that color? I'm really happy that these went back down to $10. These pencils are called the Fine and the Lost Girl pencils. And now they're back to being $10 just for the pencils. Now you used to be able to buy them with a case, which I didn't know when I had bought them. I should have investigated farther, because if I was to buy these pencils again for the first time, I would buy them with the case, which is a really pretty case they come with. Someone asked me, would I buy these again? Absolutely. Number one, they're not a lot of money. Number two, they color beautifully on a lot of paper. I've not tested these on every paper, but I tell you, if I was to put these on my Serene book, which is the most expensive book I have in the collection, probably right now, that book is one of my keepers for all time. If a fire ever happened and I had to take 3 books, Serene would be one of the books I would grab because I spent a fortune. And maybe one Clara McCoven, the new one, probably. And probably one of my Johannas. And I'd take my cheap Crayolas. No, maybe my Prismas. I would take my Prismas, to tell you the truth. Because I think the Prismas are a great pencil. I'm going to make these brown. Actually, I'll use this color. Which I like this color, actually. I don't know what color this is, but I do know that I like it. And remember, this is a fantasy piece, so we could color it however we like. Remember, there are no really rules, but some people use color palettes. I do not use a color palette. It's just whatever I'm feeling in the mood to color. It just is such a good, this is like, I love this paper. Hi, Danielle. We are coloring from Imaginary Friends. I am also doing laundry right now. If you hear something in the background, that's my dryer. If you hear noise in the background. Actually, I don't mind laundry, but this is the Imaginary Friends book by Karolina Kubikowska. So we used our Black Widows, our Kalour pastels, Finding the Lost Girl pencils. These pencils are now $10 again. On Amazon. So we've been going about 45 minutes. You're the first one who's come. So should we do another one? Should we start another one? I have another book actually already in mind. Actually, if anybody's interested. I do have another book, so just let me get a sticky. You guys know that I always have a plan. My mother's like, you should have a plan. So I have to do a sticky. We'll bring the other book out. when I'm done with the books, I put a little sticky in them so then I know. And it, so, oh, you want another book. So this is usually, this has a thing, another thing in it. So we did one in Imaginary Friends. So I have a blotted page. So here's A Color in Heaven, Fantasy Figures. And I'm going to have to change the title by Maud Lemoyne. So let's see what we have done in this one. This was done with markers. This was colored pencils. Markers and colored pencils. I'm not really big. That one is nice. This looks a little difficult. See, you see the marker, how it, something happens with markers in this book. See, you don't see it, but it has a little yellow in here. This is one of the see, this one's the one in progress. The problem when I know marker transfer is like the worst, and so that's why I started doing some books in a pencil rather than in that. And this is a blotted page. I found my missing colored paper. You know, the colored paper is so expensive now. I don't understand why pencil is so expensive now. Why, you know, like color it, and all the pencils are so expensive now. And I just found out these Finding the Lost Girl pencils went back to $10. You know, I don't journal. It's not really one of my things that I like to do. Maybe I should have done one that's already been done. The older Color in Heaven had different paper than the current Color in Heaven. So sometimes you see me do an older issue in marker, but that's only because the paper was better quality in the older editions. This one book is a mixture of marker and pencil. I started doing some of the pages again in pencil because the marker transfer is terrible, even with really good markers, which I happen to have Copics, which is a really good marker. Who is Paul Herman's? And these are more Lemoyne's, so. Mm. Did you hear that thinking about making some changes to the Hall of Fame? WWE, and did you hear that they made a deal, WWE and TNA, for more years on the partnership contract. I had another picture in mind when I did this. Yeah, it's on Facebook. They announced that they're doing a multi-year partnership with TNA, which I think is good for both companies because AEW has a lot of deals with a lot of other companies. Plus, they have the Ring of Honor people that they own. AEW owns Ring of Honor, right? But I think it's good for them to bring in outside talent to work with. Talent that's experienced, especially from the NXT side of it. Plus, I think it makes all the talent better if they work with other people from other companies. In the Vince McMahon era, they would never have done that. This is going to be called the Paul Levesque era. No, I'm thinking what I want is a nice pink thing in there, the light pink in there. What I'm thinking is Triple H is actually really smart, I think. And you know what I mean by he's really, really smart and intelligent. He knows that talent needs time to develop. These are lips. If I don't like the lips, I can always do a darker color over them, but this paper is very different than the other book we did. Now I'm thinking maybe I should do all the greens up top and then do the bow. I'm thinking dark red for the bow. So we did it light pink. So I think it's a really good idea for talent to work with other people from other promotions. When we have that happen, it becomes almost like, well, I want to see my talent succeed. I don't want my talent just to be, just WWE talent only succeeding. Everybody succeeding. And, there's some talent from TNA, but the majority of ex-WWE stars have gone to AEW. But some actually stay in go to TNA. There are a few TNA talents that were WWE. They have a Chinese wrestler who went to TNA. They have Nick Nemeth. You know him as Dolph Ziggler in WWE. And then Ash by Elegance used to be in the company. She was formerly known as Dana Brooke in WWE. Zaya Brookside is there. So there's a lot of people who used to work in WWE who are in TNA. And I just named the ones that I know. But I heard WWE has their eye on Moose, Jordan Grace, Joe Henry. No, those who didn't get really a fair chance, like Zia Lee, they pushed her, they stopped her push, they stopped it. You know, it's like when you push somebody and then you stop their push, it happens. Or you know what happens? Those who were injury prone. What happened with I know Evan Bourne was really injury prone when he was in WWE. They have the Hardys in TNA doing their thing. So, but what happened with Zia Brookside was when they canceled the NXT UK. She did nothing but stand up. You know, I wouldn't say she was garbage. If you ever have you ever watched Total Divas? No, here she is working hard. Now she was working really hard in WWE. And what happened with her was really sad because what happened was she was working on a move and it was going to be her signature move, and then Lana stole it, and she got really upset. They gave her moves to other wrestlers. And then there's some people they keep on contract way too long, and I'm like, what have they done to deserve a contract when there's other people who are so much better and so much electric? Like Indy Hartwell was actually not bad in the ring. I just don't think that past WWE, she's not going to do anything on the main roster. I don't think Vince knew what to do with her. I don't think people had a definitive plan for her other than being Candice's lackey. Candice can wrestle, though. And you forget that she's also married to Johnny Gargano. So they can't exactly get rid of her because then they would upset one of their main stars. So, and you remember she was part of a good storyline in NXT. You know, sometimes people have really good storylines in NXT and they get to the main roster and then it's like, oh, you're garbage now. We don't want to do anything with you. And I'm like, I don't understand this. You push certain people and then these people don't get a push when they get to the main roster. So I don't really understand that. I'm sharpening the pencil. This is finding the lost goal too. Yeah. Like sometimes I wonder why they keep certain people on storylines that they serve no useless. You know who I find boring is Zoe Stark and Shayna and Sonya Deville. I find them boring together on the main roster. I just don't like what is her name? Shayna's character too much. I don't think I'm supposed to like her character. I'm not sure if this is a leaf or a flower. I think Natty is getting too old. I thought she was going to retire a few years ago because she was getting up there in age. You know, and I think they made a mistake giving Charlotte the contract that they did. Did you hear how much her contract is? I'm gonna have to go out at some point. Let's just say that Charlotte Flair is getting the biggest contract of all the women in all of WWE. And I heard it was equal to what a John Cena contract was back in the day. I think Charlotte is overrated. So who do you think is gonna? Somebody said they would like to see Cena win the Royal Rumble. Yeah, she's got the talent, but I think she's very robotic on the mic, to tell you the truth, and that the promos are not that good, in my opinion. I think she's very robotic. Nothing against her personally. I don't like the way she's written as a character. That makes sense. I don't think she's written well. So I don't think she's written well at all. Jacob Fatu is very good, but he has to eventually do more than say, "Oh, I love you, Solo." That's just an opinion. He needs to start doing more stuff. I think he's very good athletically. What is this? This is pastel purple. I'm thinking maybe if I'm going to do this purple, maybe I should do it in a Prismacolor. He is a really good wrestler. The only thing I don't like is that he skipped the NXT, but a lot of guys now skip NXT, but I really wish they wouldn't do that with everybody. Have these guys that they bring in from the indies and they skip the main roster. And then I want green. I'm going to put some green in this. And these are my Kalour pastels. This is green. Celadon. Oh, I thought this was going to be a brighter green, but we can work with that. Mm-hmm. But I would like him to say something more than, "I love you, Solo." I heard a spoiler possibly that she might be coming back in the Royal Rumble. Who I think is going to come up to the main roster from NXT is Roxanne Perez and Trick Williams. I think they're going to be moved up to the main roster. that she might be one of those surprise entrants in the Women's Rumble. It's a possibility, but I heard, who's going to win the Royal Rumble is Charlotte. I'm like, come on. Does it always have to be Charlotte or one of the 4 horsewomen winning it? Can it be somebody different? And please, let's not let Nia win it. Jesus. You see? They keep breaking on me. And when they keep breaking on you like this, that means now we got to do the little pencil. See, now it's not sharpening at all, which is a problem. If it keeps doing this, then I'm not going to use this color, and I'll use another color. Asuka's still recovering. She might be back in the Royal Rumble. But, I would like it if they wouldn't put the same people in the same spots. I understand that sometimes you have to do it. Like, I like when they put someone like Tiffany Stratton in a position where she's new and we don't have to worry about her because she's proven herself in NXT. But I heard that Roxanne Perez and maybe Trick Williams are coming up from NXT. I heard Jordan Grace's contract is almost done with TNA and that she might be WWE bound. See, this is what pisses me off when they start breaking like that. See, it happens to even the best colorist. This is because I'm a hard presser. If this is breaking, then I have to get rid of it. And we'll go to another pencil. This happens because I'm a bit of a hard presser, but I don't even have my Prismas do this to me. So take what you want out of that. Because this keeps breaking, I'm going to put this in the garbage pile, in the little pile of pencils that are no longer useful. No, that's not the right one. See, once I start doing this, what I call the little trash bin. This one is called Lilac. A lot of women like Cody. Cody's a very good-looking man. My mother has a crush on Roman. My mother really likes Roman. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to make this pink, and we're going to do the rest of the flowers in purples and pinks. Thinking purple for this one. So, the longer the stream goes on, the easier it is to color. Once we're done with all the flowers and that, then we'll do the skin tone. I mean, I could do the skin tone today. I do want to go for another 10 minutes. And get some good time in this. My mother thinks he's a handsome, handsome man. Hey, older ladies like men. It just really make them happy. My mother sees Roman, she goes gaga for him. So don't diss the rock. Don't diss those handsome Samoans. She's like, okay, okay. So let's do pink for this. Let's do a nice pink color. This is called neon pink. Give me a second, guys. Something that came up. Hold on. I don't like doing this during the stream, but I cannot help it. Sorry, guys, about that. What happened to my neon pink? It was here. Hopefully, I don't have that happen again. I am sorry about that, guys. I had fun. Gotta go. Oh my God, I just had a horrible time. I just had to do that. I am so sorry, guys, about that. That was not meant to happen. And then we will do the pink. We are gonna go. I did too. So I think we'll do this and then we will stop because my hand is starting to get tired, guys. So I normally don't do a stream like this and do two of them. I don't use my neon pink, but this is after a while of using it, so. So then I want to do some red. I think a nice red would be nice. Crimson Lake, thinking. And then we do need the neon pink again. No, you think you're done with the color, and you're never done with the color. No, I said we were gonna go I think this is where we are going to stop it, guys. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We started this one, and we actually, I'm gonna have to go soon because I need to pick up something from my mother. So, I didn't realize that she was gonna be so antsy about it. So, we did this one in Montlemoine, and we did this one in Imaginary Friends, which was originally going to be the end of the stream, but I decided to give you another book as well. So we did this one, and then we did this one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy. Hopefully, I will have this in the finished pages for this month when I get more time. So everybody have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on when you are. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to drink plenty of water. And also, if you can, give to fire victims at legitimate charities because there's a lot of scams right now. So be careful who you donate to and give money to if you're donating to those charities. Keep that in mind. Everybody, I wish you well. Everybody stay healthy. Bye, everybody.